This episode is brought to you by Only the Real Entertainment and Media Den Productions. Welcome. This is episode 49. Cam, how you feeling?
Very indifferent. Obviously, the NBA Finals is done, and I don't like the result.
Yup.
And so I've been a very, very, very unsatisfied NBA fan. But what about you?
It's like it didn't happen. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I was doing before I called you?
What's up?
I was listening to the last episode. Yeah, we was sounding like clowns on there. Yeah, we sounded like we didn't know what basketball like a lift worth. It was bad. Everything that we thought that was gonna happen didn't happen from that standpoint, and it was just hilarious to listen back to. And it's alright. You're gonna be wrong sometimes, and hopefully the Mavs learn from it. And unfortunately, congratulations to the Celtics.
That's the thing, right? Like, we sound like we're clowns, but truthfully, I don't even think that was the case. The Mavs just. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, right? What went wrong with the Mavs? What in your eyes made you feel like the Mavs went wrong with this, that, and the
other? I didn't factor in that Kyrie was 0-12 going into Boston. I didn't factor in that Luka was just gonna let everybody go by him without a lick of effort outside of Game 4. I didn't factor in the fact that Lively looks like the lights are too bright for him. And some of the role players didn't wake up until it was kind of too late. You got some stellar play from Josh Green, Dante Exum as well. I don't think PJ showed up. I don't think DJJ showed up. I think Gafford showed up in spurts. Maybe he should have played more, but defensively, it just, I guess, didn't make sense for them because Lively is just, to me, a better defender on the perimeter and just overall a better defender than Gafford. And they needed a different look outside of the offense. Luka looked bad defensively. You could tell he's hurt, but if you're out there, you're playing. Everybody's hurt in June for the most part. You got knick-knack injuries that you got to take care of. But he looked like he didn't care about defense outside of Game 4. Game 4, where they won in a crazy fashion, Luka was actually sitting down playing defense. And we sound like old heads saying that, but a complete liability and you letting guys blow by. And it's not the fact that he's being blown by, it's the fact that he's not recovering to the help side when the help side defender and rotating properly, which is going to cause open threes. And the Celtics are an all-time three-point shooting team in NBA history. So all of that got you Celtics in 5, should have been 4. And yeah, the Celtics are the champions, celebrating in Miami, which should infuriate my fellow Heat Nation. But we know, knowing Pat Riley and Mickey Harrison, they're probably going to try to run it back. But don't let me get started on that. Congrats to the Celtics, Mavs. Luka got to commit to himself, to his body, to the defense in order for him to come back to this stage, in my opinion.
Word.
How you feeling?
Word. This is the way I feel about it. Like, for one, the strategy of Boston affected the Mavs. And I don't think that the Mavericks players, or truthfully, Jason Kidd, but more of the Mavs players, they weren't ready for the strategy. And the way how I looked at it, the strategy was keep the ball in front, make Luka into a scorer. Everything else gets depleted. Now, some people may say, well, Luka being a scorer only opens up things for Kyrie. But when you have defenders like Derek White and Drew Holiday doing what they do on Kyrie, I mean, they was really, and it's not even like a situation where they were they were putting like certain schemes on Kyrie and nothing like that. It was just the simple fact that one, and we've talked about this before, and this could probably be like a topic for like another pod, because this is really getting into technicalities, but the way how they were defending him, they weren't defending his pivots, they were defending his dribbles. And so that prevented him from even getting anything off like that. And then, of course, they would, when Porzingis was in the game, they would just funnel him at that point. But right into Porzingis. But also, I just think that it was just recognition. I think that they recognized that Kyrie wasn't on his game. He was trying and trying. He couldn't get anything off. So when you have that going on and then Luka's a scorer, everybody's just kind of standing around and hoping that something will happen. So all the good shooting that Derrick Jones Jr. was doing during the playoffs, all the good shooting PJ was doing, which truthfully I think that PJ played pretty solid in finals. But what you were looking for him based on, the rest of the finals, he didn't give because Luka wasn't dishing. And there's nobody else on that team that's able to get them the ball besides Luka. You can say Kyrie all you want, but Kyrie's game,
not a playmaker.
Yeah, he's not like he's a decent playmaker when he wants to be. He had a couple good plays where he got Derek Lively involved, Daniel Gafford involved, really just driving and putting up the ball for lobs and all that other stuff, but he's not Luka in that regard.
No.
And so
it's not a slight to him, but it's facts.
Yeah, and when you have somebody when you have only one person on your team that can do that, it can hurt your team. It's kind of the same way with Denver. Denver is kind of like that, where they only have someone to do that in Jokic, and that's why the strategy is always turning Jokic into a scorer. If he's way more dangerous as a passer. Now, if they had two passers on that team, it would get scary, but they don't. And so the difference is that Denver does a really good job with getting Jokic in the pocket where he can operate from there. The same thing with Draymond. And that's why I've been saying during the whole finals run that Luka, they need to find a way, whether it's through pick and rolls, whether it's through just whatever, you got to be able to get Luka in the pocket, because Boston gives up so much real estate in that area where the minute that you get there, nobody's really committing to the shot right there, because now they're only, even though they're keeping the ball in front of you, they want to funnel you to the rim if you get past the 3-point line. But if you stop right there in the pocket and is able to, have things moving around you, in this case Luka, then he would be able to pass. I think that they just took that away, and the only time that you actually got to see that was in Game 4. And I think that was the main reason why not only did they win, but they blew them out. And on top of that, I just think that, I've always said that about Luka's defense. That Toradol might have worn off. That Toradol, because he got that shot for Game 4. That junk might have wore off, and he was feeling that. But he does need to get better defensively. He needs to get better, have better lateral.
It's not like
movement.
he's a cone. I'm just looking from an effort standpoint. You don't have to be athletic to commit defensively.
Right.
I'm looking at the nasty rotations of him just not trying. I'm looking at him being completely lost. I'm looking at him not giving effort whatsoever. And like you said, it could very well just be the injury, because I saw him sit down in Game 4. I saw him sit down in the Clippers series.
Right.
I saw him sit down against the Thunder. So it's not something that's out of his reach.
Right.
He just has to commit to it. And I think the first commitment to defense is going to be to his body.
Yeah.
So once he gets that right, I think he could be back. But
and the thing is too, right? Like, I've noticed, and this has been a problem with Luka, probably since he was in the league. His body language ain't right, dog. Like,
no, as a leader, it's gonna affect you. We hoop, right? And I know if I was on his team, what I would be like. and you've seen me in a competitive state plenty of times. I'm a guy who likes defense. If your shot is off, go give me effort. I get that you got 30 points, or in a pickup game, let's just say a guy has 8 points, but he's letting this guy run by him, and I have to help off, but he's not, he's not replacing me on the help side. I'm gonna say something. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say something whether I got 1 point, 0 points, 2 points, and to your 8. I want to win. And I know guys in the locker room probably has said so, but he's got to want it for himself. I know Kyrie has I've done this before. I did it next to, a consensus top 3 player ever. I know what it takes to win. You have to be dominant on that side. Not dominant. You have to be feasible on that side of the basketball, because we've seen to where the main guy isn't a defender. Curry is never going to be a defender, but he was average. He was on a black. He wasn't on a red defensively, like a complete liability. And you need that from your main guy. Just be average. If you're surrounded by great team defenders, they can cover up your mishaps or mistakes or lack thereof. But it just seems like a complete disinterest, and it could very well be, like you said, the Toradol just wore off, or his body language is bad. I'm looking at him not getting back, complaining to the refs. He's on the ground trying to plead his case. Shut up, get back, play defense, get a stop, get a bucket right back. And the time that you're wasting spending talking to the refs is time valuable that you can get down and defend, because you could probably force a steal. You could probably sit down and help your guys out, or go get a rebound, or box out. But you're busy complaining to the refs. And this is affecting the other guys, because not only aren't they getting their shots in rhythm, they now have to completely worry about not only their person that they're guarding, but your person as well, because you can't seem to stay in front of anybody.
But what about, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but from the point of the finals starting, like from game 1, it seemed like Luka was chasing the points. Do you think that he was possibly he was just so into it where he was low-key chasing the finals MVP?
No, I don't think so. I think the way that Boston defended is the cause of that. Luka's going to give you 30 on any given night. He averaged 30 in the regular season, and I believe he averaged 30 during the postseason. So him getting 30 isn't the issue. It's the fact that the other guys aren't in rhythm at all. Is where, you go 5 minutes without touching the ball, you're sitting down playing defense, and you finally collapse the defense, and I get the rock, but I haven't seen the rock in 5 minutes. So now I have to shoot, and I may not be in rhythm, or I may not, have gotten a good gauge of what's going on with my shot, because even if you miss the first shot, as you know, you can okay, I got my first shot in. I know it was a miss. It was short to the left. Maybe it was my guide hand. Maybe my thumb got in the way. So, some type of shot mechanic that you can change as a shooter that you're not having. You're going minutes without the basketball, and on top of you having to worry about all of this defensively. I just think it did a number on some of the role players for sure.
It's just weird, because it just seemed as though Luka didn't come in to the game, or really the series, thinking, hey, we're going to play our game. Like, he came, at least from my eyes, it seemed as though he came in like, hey, I got it. Literally. Like, and see, there's a difference between setting the tone and then just completely just being like, nah, bro, like, I'm going to go and just get it. And I just feel as though that's a lot. I was seeing that a lot, to the point where it took all the rest of the team out of rhythm so much, to where it affected them defensively too, because a lot of times when Luka would make a play, especially going downhill, and he would force layups, how can I explain this? Like, his layups, when Boston was getting rebounds, they put a lot of bodies down there, 2-3 bodies down there. Majority of the time it would be 2 bodies down there. Sometimes you would see Lively down there, literally getting crushed by two bodies at that point,
Facts. Facts.
or Gafford. And I just think that Luka doing that slowed the team down in transition. Like, so for some reason, it just felt as though everybody got caught really watching the ball to see if it would go in to position themselves for a possible, tap out. Because for whatever reason nowadays, people, players like to tap the ball out instead of actually getting two hands on the ball and rebound. And I saw a lot of that this series of guys just going just tapping the ball out. And I just think guys was kind of focused on that rather than, I mean, it definitely wasn't the crash-a-thon you normally see with the Mavs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Also, if you watch a lot of Mavs games, when they're playing faster, Kyrie is the main one with the ball in his hands, initiating that.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see a lot of that at all. I saw him waiting for Luka mid-court.
They were, what's so funny? It's so funny that you said that.
Wait, what's up?
Jason Kidd was trying to get them to do that in the game, and it just seemed as though nobody could do it, to the point where they even had, there was instances where, like, remember in game 1, I think either game 1 or game 2, Dante Exum got on the court and he tried to do it, got picked off.
Mm-hmm. I want to say that was game 2.
Might have been game 2, right? Tim Hardaway Jr. tried to do it. I mean, he was Badookie. Josh Green is the only one. Josh Green and Hardy were the only ones that were able to.
Stupid.
He was going stupid. Like, he was going stupid, right? And Jeff Green is Jeff Green. Josh Green, especially game 4.
Yeah.
Man, like
he was open.
Game 4 and 5.
Josh Green showed up in game 4 for sure.
And 5. Like, they did that. And that's the thing, like, it tripped me out when J. Kidd didn't play them the first 2 games. Hardy.
I think in his mind it was going to be a long series.
I think he thought that too.
Yeah, and I think he thought he had enough time to make adjustments, but I think everybody kind of underestimated a 64-win team.
No, actually, I think that, weirdly enough, I think Jason Kidd thought that Maxi Kleber was going to get back in the rhythm. He kept playing him too much, dog.
Right, 100%.
And he was giving you nothing. Bro, you know how many times we said, bro, that shoulder is done.
Yeah, no.
Get him off the court, bro. That shoulder is done.
Man.
You know what I mean?
It was bad.
And you needed, were desperate. They were desperate for rebounds, for like actual securing rebounds. Mm-hmm. Even if you put Dwight Powell in there, bro, like, I'm like, bro, Dwight Powell fits so much in those lineups, and he can shoot a little bit, but for the most part, he is going to rebound the hell out of the ball. He's gonna rim run to oblivion. Like, he's really gonna, like, put in a lot of work, and it's just so crazy, man. I think that J. Kidd just really leaned on Kleber a lot too much, and that prevented not only Powell, but that prevented Josh Green from playing, Exum from playing. Hardy got in a little bit, but mostly in the second half. Like,
I
don't know, man. That was a weird coaching series by J. Kidd. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I just think Joe Mazzulla put on a masterclass, as well as Porzingis surprising the hell out of everybody in game 1. He looked like the second coming of Akeem Olajuwon in the first half.
I swear.
And you could see the doom on the Mavs' face. Jayson Tatum wasn't dominant until game 4. Mm-hmm. No, I'm sorry, till game 5. Jaylen Brown was pretty steady. But it was the others for the Celtics for me. Derek White played his life away. Drew Holiday was causing hell defensively. Porzingis, like I said, looked incredible. Housen, Jesus Christ, what a sniper. He looked like he didn't miss all series. It was bad. Yeah. And Peyton Pritchard, he's a consummate professional, right? He gives them a different look other than those 2 guys. So I just think the others, paired with the fact that Boston was here 2 years ago. So they know what it feels like to lose on a big stage, and so does Mazzulla. So I think it was just their time, dog.
You think Luka is ready to win yet?
No,
When do you think that he'll be ready?
until he shows me that he commits his body into defense. Then he'll be ready to win. On top of that body language that we talked about, dog, it matters. Small things like that matters as a leader. You see your main guy not hustling, complaining to refs. You're not gonna get every call, dog. Jordan didn't get every call. Braun didn't get every call. Kareem didn't get every call. As many times as he was fouled, Shaq didn't get every call. You're just not gonna get them all, dog. It's a contact sport. We sell these kids a dream that it's not a contact sport because you're not literally hitting another human being like football. But this is a contact sport. You're gonna get hit, dog. You're gonna get hit. You're gonna collide, and sometimes the whistle may not go your way. Get your ass up and get back on defense, dog.
Word. Yeah. Jayson Tatum is up for a huge payday.
Damn.
$315 million.
Damn. But we talked about it on previous pods about what happened if they didn't win. Now that they win, you must keep these two together. You must keep both of them together. So, damn everybody around them. Sorry to the role players, the great role players that I just named. You must pay both of your players $300+ million by any means necessary, because this it's a championship that we're talking about here. This isn't just you winning a lot of games in the regular season and you losing in the Eastern Conference Finals and in the finals. You won. So you've shown that the formula is to get the proper pieces around those two guys, and you got to pay both. You got to pay both. Tatum, for, you know what I mean, sometimes people feel like I'm a little hard on him. You got to pay Tatum, dog. These are two top 10, top 15 players. You must secure the bag, and you must secure your future. They're in their mid-20s, late 20s almost. They're going to be leading this franchise for the next probably 5 to 7 years. Secure your future. Don't even play around with it. Whatever he wants, you get to him. You guys won, and you clearly could do it again in the East. So pay the man. Pay the man. We ain't even got to do a long set. Pay the man.
One thing that is very interesting about it is the fact that obviously they have Jaylen Brown on a $300 million contract right now, and then you're gonna sign JT to a $315. He's gonna get that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then Drew, you signed Drew, right? So
He already
Drew.
signed an extension.
Yeah, he signed what, like 134?
Didn't they sign Derek White too? I'm tripping.
Derek White is up for an extension actually, and he's eligible up to like $31.75 million a year. So we talking about around 4 years, 127 million.
Team, right? Did he?
Huh?
Did he make the all defensive team?
Did he? That is a good question.
I think the incentives would kick in if he made some form of an all NBA. I want to say he made second team. I really don't remember. Derek White, all defense.
I'll look that up right now. But you got that right. Like you got all these guys around.
It was in 2022 and 2019. I remember him making a couple teams.
Got you. Drew was in there, right?
Yeah. Drew was stud, man. It's a joy to watch him play defense.
So you sign Drew, you extend Drew, you already have JB under contract, you re-sign Tatum, and then Derek White. Let's just say Derek White does get his bread. I mean, what does that say to everybody else? Because at that point, Porzingis is still in the contract.
Yeah,
Porzingis' contract ends in 2025. Like he's on a 2 year, $60 million. He'll be a free agent in 2026.
Okay,
so he's
on
the
chance to keep everybody.
Pretty much. It'll probably get tricky maybe in 2026, but for the most part, they're essentially keeping the same squad. I mean, if they re-sign Derek White, which, I mean, shoot, if Derek White is gonna get that with Boston, I can only imagine what he'll get with another team.
No, he's a consummate professional and pretty much the ultimate role player. He'll get a check anywhere he decides to go.
Yeah,
you damn sure want a Derek White on your team. I don't give a damn who you are. You need a Derek White.
So, I mean, you said already that dynasties might be over. Is this a dynasty we're looking to see?
please ask me this in like September when moves are made, because I just saw Caruso just lollygag his way into a contending OKC
Yeah,
team
that is
for
true.
P. Giddy.
That
For
is
the
true.
Giddler.
Yeah,
All right?
if nobody knows, OKC traded for Alex Caruso. Today is what, Thursday, so this episode will be out Friday, the 21st. But OKC traded for Josh Giddey straight up.
Straight up. No
Straight
picks, no
up.
cash, no vibes, no nothing.
Apparently, the reason was because they needed to replace Lonzo, who was their main playmaker.
LOL.
You know what I mean? And Lonzo is still trying to get back into the swing of things. I mean, he looks like he's getting healthier, but obviously, time.
That's a LOL. That's an all-around LOL. First, the LOL to the Bulls for putting P. Giddy in the
Oh
same
my
sentence
God.
as Lonzo. A healthy
Giggity.
Lonzo Ball. A healthy Lonzo Ball is a dog on both ends of the court. And people forget because he had a janky shot at UCLA. He made himself into a 40 percentile shooter from three before he was hurt. On top of playing elite defense. You think P. Giddy is gonna give you that?
Nah, hell no.
Okay, I gotta beat y'all some Idaho for me to sell you since you're trying to sell me that.
I knew that Lonzo was going to be wild when he actually did go to a shooting coach while he was in New Orleans, and he fixed his shot, and then it skyrocketed. I was like, God, Lee. And then he got stronger. Both of those things happened. He got stronger. He looked yoked. I'm surprised he didn't get drug tested. He looked yoked that summer.
He definitely got jacked.
And then he fixed the shot. Oh my God, he couldn't miss.
Man, listen. For about 20 games with him and Caruso flying around as a backcourt.
Oh my God, him,
crazy.
DeRozan, freaking Zach LaVine,
crazy.
Crazy.
They were the one seed for a reason.
God, man.
Lonzo is a dog, man, and I hope he gets it right. But it's just leg injuries are tough in any position, let alone the point guard position, where you pretty much have to defend every single night, even if it's against a lottery team.
Yeah.
So that's tough.
So how much is a force to OKC? Like, how much is a force to the Western Conference is OKC?
Well, you now remove a net negative in the Giddler. They benched him for a reason because he offered no space.
Hold on, wait, hold on.
What happened? What are we waiting on?
Hold on, wait.
What are we waiting on?
Hold
you
on.
see how you do? You see how you do? What are we waiting on, twin? Like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on, bro?
I know.
Yo.
Hey, yo. I know that. Bruh, I know you did not just call him the Giddler.
The Giddler, man. P. Giddy, the Giddler, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, man.
Giddy, however you want to do it. Yeah, his name the Giddler.
Nah,
yeah,
man, you didn't just slip that in just now. Pause. No diddler.
No Giddy. You got no Giddy. Now we got no Giddy. You know what I'm saying? OKC got no Giddy. I just hit a shot, no Giddy.
Yo, chill.
Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen. Listen.
Yo, why you
so you
mudded like that?
Got rid of the Giddler, you know. They benched you for a reason, dog. Not to say that you're a scrub, but you're laboring from three. You couldn't shoot, and they were shagging off you something terrible. Yeah, they were having meetings in the paint while you were still in the game. They're like, "Hey, bro, what you want for dinner today?"
That's a fact.
Oh, he out there? Yeah. You chilling? Oh yeah, I got you on this.
That's a
yeah,
fact.
That guy exists. Mm-hmm. So now OKC has to bench you, and now not only that, the ball is out of your hands, which Josh Giddey's strong suit is playmaking. So it became a bad fit. He has a new start in Chicago, which is going to get tricky because I think Kobe White is emerging. So we'll see how that goes. But he's a 6'8" guy who can pass the ball, who can rebound the ball, who can play make. I know I just clowned your name and all that, but you're not scrapped out. So I think they'll be decent. You're not Alonzo, though. I ain't going to give you that.
What's going to happen with Chicago, though, right? Because obviously they traded for Josh Giddey. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
what happens? Do you think they'll probably get rid of Io because Kobe, especially toward the end of the season when they finally like said, you know what, we're gonna trust you.
Kobe must have the starting position.
Yeah.
Under no circumstances do I think you should go back to being a 6-man. You got to get rid of AO, and I think one of the vets are going to move, whether DeRozan or Levine or both.
Well, they are saying that Levine's trade market is starting to heat up a little bit, and I think it's mostly because what they did with Caruso. They gave Caruso up for nothing. So right. I really do think that it's starting to become like a fire sale in Chicago where they may give up Zach LaVine for Nathan.
I think they're going to give up both because that was atrocious. This is an all-defensive guard, ladies and gentlemen. This is not somebody that's just willy-nilly. This guy is a terrorist defensively. He can shoot the basketball as well. He's athletic, and he has a nose for the basketball. And you gave him for Josh Giddey.
Josh Giddey and a bag of cashews.
Right.
The small bag at that, not even like a big bottle, like the small bag, like the ones that you get at the gas station.
Oh yeah.
That'd be like right there by the register. Like yes, yeah. Probably cheaper than $1.
Facts.
A penny.
Get that boy up. So everybody be like, yo, hey, let me get that Levine on. You don't want that Levine. He hurt. He don't even want to play for y'all. Yeah, what's up?
I think
Levine. I got this second round pick for you, and I got this little, you know what I'm saying, nice little role player. What's up?
I think Levine is going to end up with the Kings.
Of course, they're going to get rid of Malik Monk.
Nah, I think that because Malik Monk, he's a free agent, and I think that
I think he moves.
I actually believe that Malik, unless he was to get a bigger payday, I could see a situation where Malik stays, but he probably can get a bigger payday elsewhere, maybe with the Heat, maybe with Philly.
I'll take Malik Monk. You know me. Hey, listen, any certified bucket gears you got in the market,
yeah,
I'm fine with it right now, dog. So. Yeah, bro.
But I don't think it's gonna be for Malik, obviously, because Malik is a free agent. I think it's gonna be for like Harrison Barnes, Kevin Huerter, and they'll truthfully, I wouldn't be surprised if if the Kings, even though I do think that Chicago's gonna give up Zach LaVine for absolutely Nathan, just like Alex Caruso, right. I do see them doing something where they trade maybe Harrison Barnes, Kevin Huerter, and maybe even Davion Mitchell. Because now that they have Keon Ellis, who's pretty much a bigger version of him, I think they might give up Davion Mitchell, send him over to Chicago, and then Chicago gets rid of Io. Probably send Io to somewhere like I don't know where Io would go, to be real. Maybe Denver or something, because KCP
what are they gonna do with Reggie Jackson?
Well, forget Reggie Jackson, right? Like, because you can bench Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson gonna get a vet min, like anywhere he go. Reggie Jackson ain't getting like no. I mean, he might be able to squeeze in like a little mid-level exception, but for the most part,
now. I don't think so. Yeah,
yeah. So they could probably send Io to like Denver because I think that KCP might be out.
I think he's guaranteed out.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he's gone.
Where do you think he goes?
That's the thing. That's the thing that I'm saying about these dynasties. KCP is an integral part. He's not as dunk-centric as AG. He's not a 6'10" sniper like MPJ, but he provided the knowledge of knowing how to win, which we talk about on the pod a lot. He won in 2020, and it was against their rival. He has a voice in that locker room. He's important, but I think he leaves. I don't know to where. I think he chases after the bag. He got 2 rings at this point. You don't need the ring chase. You need the bag chase at this point. So I think he's going after the bag.
I ain't even gonna lie. I see him probably going to Philly.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. They need a 2-guard.
They do need a 2-guard, and specifically a 2-guard that can defend
and shoot.
And shoot.
That'd
And
be
it,
nice.
and
I like that fit.
it's looking like Paul. Well, not even looking like, it has been reported. And mind you, I take these reports with a grain of salt, but I can see that like this is what I think really makes sense after I saw this. But Paul George. There was a lot of news about Paul George possibly signing a max deal over in Philly, which, I mean, hey, go and get that bag. But because Paul George admitted on his podcast that, players talk. Like, he was pretty much saying, like, yo, players talk.
Already told me he a F boy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You can only imagine the things that James Harden was telling him.
For sure.
So now the reports coming back saying that, talks is pretty much like Philly is pulling out from that sweepstakes. So now they just have a bunch of money to spend on someone. And so if KCP want to go over there, and it's not like KCP was getting a max contract. Mm-hmm. So if you go over there as a free agent, get a bag, however much that, he want to get, 20 mil or something like that. Shoot. I can see them taking that same bread and going to get a whole nother cast. Because I looked at Philly's books the other day, and I didn't even realize that damn near the whole roster is free agents.
Yeah, the big one is Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris is a free agent. Nick Batum is a free agent. Robert Covington is a free agent. Kyle Lowry is a free agent. Everybody's a free agent except for Joel Embiid.
Man, if your name ain't Embiid and Maxey,
yeah,
you should be shopping and trying to get a brand new cast around those two guys. This is two top 25 players in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Do your thing, dog. Do your thing. Build around that duo. We just saw a duo win a championship right down the street from y'all. Do what y'all need to do to build the proper pieces around that duo in order for you to be successful, dog.
Yeah.
That's what they should be thinking.
Yeah, it seems as though that's what they're trying to get at. I don't know what's going to happen with Philly. I mean, Daryl Morey seems like the one that has no problem spending the bread to win. It's not like Daryl Morey doesn't necessarily want to win, but I think that he does try to tuck his coins a bit. And I mean, which owner doesn't? They really try to pay less to get the bigger result.
Exactly.
But they do need to figure out that depth situation, because that's been a problem with the Sixers. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it has. And yeah, bro, that's somebody else who got to commit to his body is Embiid. The sky's the limit for him. I think he got wake up and average 30 because he's that skilled. I just look at him sometimes and I expect something to happen, which is unfortunate. Whether it be an injury, whether it be just him checking out, which he did a good job of this year of staying in the moment, more so than other years. But he has to commit to his body, dog, which is tough because he's always dealing with knick-knack injuries, and he's 7 foot. I just think he has to commit to his body, and the sky's the limit for him, man. I know he gets a lot of second-round jokes, but he's a dog.
Yeah. They also need to worry about getting a backup big. You know what I mean? Like they haven't had a
thing. I feel like they have different backup bigs every
year.
Continuity.
Yeah.
1 year it's Drummond, 1 year it's Reed, 1 year it's just any continuity. They even tried Al Horford at one point in time. Any continuity at that backup big position where they know, all right, if Embiid sits down, I'm not gonna get him guaranteed 30, but let me get a guy to give me around 12 to 15 and 8 boards. That would be nice.
Yeah. And
if he's out.
And anytime they do get a backup big, outside of Horford, but every time they do get a backup big, they don't normally play him like that either.
No.
They still ride with Joel Embiid, so that just shows me that the decision making and getting a backup big, it's either contingent on getting the same results that you would get from Embiid, or they might just not know how to pick them.
Right. It could very well be the latter, because that just screams to me trust. Right. You want your best players on the floor, but this is somebody with a lengthy injury issue. He was out 2 years after he got drafted because of injuries. So you want to be kind to his body. No Giddler, no Diddy. You want to be kind to it, you know,
Yeah,
low
Diddy
man.
Diddy
Do
ain't
what you
being
gotta
kind
do.
to Nathan.
Oh God, you nuts for that, bro. You are nuts, bro. Hey, listen, you gotta yeah, bro, you gotta find a backup big that you believe in, and I just feel like they haven't believed in the guys that they're signing behind Embiid. You gotta let him sit. You
Yeah.
know, we have a 19-year-old who was getting load managed. A 19-year-old was getting load managed in San Antonio, dude.
Yeah, man.
You could be as effective as you could be in the regular season. This is a rookie that we're talking about. You are a scoring champ. You are an MVP. You can figure out how to be effective in 24, 27 minutes as opposed to playing 35. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those extra minutes could help just for your injury, for your injuries, bro. And that's what concerns me about Embiid. But
Quick
if he
thought.
misses his body, I feel he'll get it right.
Quick thought before we get into real talk. JJ Redick
What's
is
up?
now the new head coach of the Lakers. How you feel about that?
Yep. It's a setup. It's a trap. Optics look terrible. I believe in JJ Redick's acumen. I believe in his basketball IQ. But what do you say if you're D'Angelo Russell and you just watched your last coach not believe in you, but now the best player / the second best player in LeBron James starts a podcast, gets this other guy out, and now I have to relearn a new offense over again. And I feel like my string is a lot shorter because you could be a mouthpiece between LeBron and the coach. So some of the times I'm not going to actually believe in what my coach is saying. I'm going to believe it's coming from LeBron, and now I could be checking LeBron for something that the coach said. I just think the optics are bad. I would have a completely different tone if they didn't have started the podcast together. But I just think the optics look terrible. I wanted JJ to go to a place where he can grow. You're now placing immense pressure on yourself to be great immediately. This is Laker Nation we're talking about with 17 banners whose rival just won an NBA championship. I'm going to say it again. Their rival just won an NBA championship, and you are a rookie coach who hasn't coached grown men in a lick of your life ever. And correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't LeBron older than JJ?
Yep.
So you got a lot working against you. I think the optics are bad. Hopefully you do great. You know, I wish him great. JJ is a very likable personality amongst NBA media, and he has a storied college career, and he was a phenomenal role player when he was in the league. But this is the Lakers. This is LeBron. This is AD. And again, I'm going to say it a fifth time. This is Laker Nation. They're going to be on your ass by the fifth game if you ain't got your shit right. So, congrats to him. I'm not a fan of the move, but I'm going to defer to my co-host who is. So talk to me. How you feeling?
Listen, give me until next week to get my thoughts together before because my thoughts for it is so raw that like I just don't want to be out of pocket. But just know, I'll give you this.
Is my nigga being PC in front of my eyes?
Hell no. Because here's the thing. I don't have a set feeling about it. The only set feeling that I have, I guess I can say, is I'm worried. And so, but what I'm worried about is yet to be like confirmed. Like,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, give me a week for me to really process it because I always liked JJ as a player.
Very easy to like JJ.
Yeah, and even when he started his media company and he started talking the game and just his personality, like JJ has like I guess, for lack of a better term, an asshole-ish like personality. And he's not an asshole. It's just he's
what you call that? Like edgy?
Nah. He put it this way. He's very confident in what he knows. And so sometimes, depending on who you
He could come
talk
off
to,
as a know-it-all.
there you go. That's how. There you. Sometimes it can come off like that. Personally, I don't, and that's the thing. I don't know if he's a know-it-all.
You know what would be very telling though, Cam, that me and you aren't factoring and I'm just not processing? He didn't pick his coaching staff yet. Yeah. Maybe I should have waited until he got his coaching staff together for me to crash out like I just did, but I crashed out anyway. And I ain't apologizing.
And I think that coaching staff will let me know whether like or not he's a know-it-all or not. You know what I mean? Based on that coaching staff will let me know like where his brain is at in terms of, yo, I want this person, that person because I know that I would listen to them.
Right. Apparently he's trying to get Rajon Rondo on the staff. Hopefully we'll see how that goes. That'll be great.
And I think him and Rajon Rondo will work, but I think that they would have so many basketball debates.
And I think that's healthy in film
I think
sections.
that's healthy too. But then bringing somebody over like Sam Cassell, that will let me know like, oh, so you really trying to listen. Like, this is still Sam Cassell we're talking about. This is not no, like...
This is a multi-time champion. He just won the chip in Boston.
Right. You know what I mean?
And he won it in 08 as well. And he won it with Houston as well.
Exactly.
So this is a multi-time champion.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
I can see, yeah.
So that would show me. So give me a week to process, and then I'll have
respect. Yeah, it's real fresh. First thing I said, oh man, my dog Cam about to crash out on the pod. He's like, nah, I'm gonna chill. He said, nah, I'm gonna chill.
Nah, dog. Give me a week. Let's get into real talk. Bruh, hey, real talk is not about basketball. Kendrick Lamar had his concert in L.A. Kendrick Lamar, Ken and friends, okay, the pop out. Let me know your thoughts, cause I'll just say right now with me, I was thoroughly entertained the whole entire time. You know, I'm West Coast man. I love my West Coast music.
Been West Coast man since I met you.
For sure. Like I knew at least maybe 97% of the artists on stage, upcoming artists, everything like that. What did you think? Let the audience know about your thoughts about the whole thing.
As somebody who's ignorant as me when it comes to West Coast rap, this is a great culture shock. This is great. Let me look at this list. I did have it up from earlier today. So DJ Head came out with Rimble. I'm familiar with Rimble. I'm familiar with Ray Vaughn. Didn't know about Cuzzos. Didn't know about Rucci. Didn't know about Jay Worthy. Didn't know about Wally. Westside Boogie is a dog. Problem, who's now Jason Martin, is a dog. And I didn't know anybody else on the first one. But I did not miss a beat. I didn't miss 1 second out of the first one because it's just a healthy culture shock. You know what I mean? DJ Mustard is DJ Mustard. You pretty much know everybody here. 310 Baby, Blast, Ty Dolla $ign, Dom Kennedy, Steve Lacy, which I didn't even know he was from LA. I didn't even know he was black. That's how you know I'm like, damn, I'm really out of touch, bro. Like, I need to tighten up. And then the craziness in Tyler the Creator, who just came out like he's a regular nigga. What? Nigga, your granny ass just coming out of just like this a regular Tuesday or Wednesday? What you doing here? And then Roddy Ricch, of course, you know, he got to perform The Box. He got to perform Ballin' with Mustard produced, which is my favorite Roddy song of all time. And then I felt like I was in my first semester in college all over again with YG. Oh my God, I almost crip walked in my church shoes. Yeah, I almost crip walked in my church shoes when he came home. I thoroughly enjoyed Mustard's set. I was very intrigued with DJ Head's set. And then we get to the main event. Kendrick Lamar. Red Smoke rises up. And this is where the rap nerd and Rilla comes to pod. This gentleman then proceeds with no backtrack to rap Euphoria, which is a 6-minute song with no backup track. And he bodies it. I'm I'm like, oh, this gonna be a long night. I didn't even know what was gonna happen. I'm just like, bro, you did Euphoria with nothing? 6 minutes? And it tripped me out that the crowd knew word for it. When have you ever heard a crowd sing along to a 6-minute track word for word with no hook? I'm like, oh man, Aubrey, this ain't looking too good, Aubrey. This ain't looking too good. And then he gets Money Trees off. He brings J-Rock out. And they do King's Dead. And then he does Win. And then he brings Schoolboy out. And then they do Collard Greens. And then he brings Absol out. And he does 616 in LA. And he sounds like the exact same. And the craziest surprise of them all. Yeah, I heard y'all talking about Tyler, the Creator. I just raved about him. I love Tyler. Flower Boy, one of my favorite albums of all time. He brings out a ghoul. This man goes and gets Dr. Dre, Andre Young. And boy, still Dre is 25 years old, Cam. Every time I hear that beat, it feels brand new. I'm like, oh my God, he's cooked. He didn't even do Not Like Us yet. What's going on? Then he does California Love. I'm like, oh. I'm like, is he gonna do Recipe? Are they gonna do Compton? Because they in Inglewood? What Drake about to do now? And then Kendrick goes, you gotta do it. Can you do it before you get off? I'm like, do it. I'm like, all right, I started going through the records. And he leans over, he says, I need a moment of silence for this. I'm like, oh, maybe it's a Pac song. Maybe it's a Pac record. All right. I see dead people. I'm like, oh my God, no. Bruh, when I tell you I stood up with my hands above my head, it was bad, bro. Listen, Dr. Dre is a 50-plus-year-old man who doesn't pop out for anybody. Last time I seen him pop out was for the Super Bowl. He popped out for Kendrick concert and did 2 records. That should let you know something, right? And then he goes to do Not Like Us. So he does the first verse, and then he chills off of A minor. I'm like, bruh. He runs it back again. I'm like, oh my God. This might ring off harder the second time. And then he does it again. I'm like, this might be harder than the second time. And then he does it again and brings his dogs up. I'm like, no. They taking the picture, they clicking up. I see Westbrook, I see DeRozan, I see all type of people from different walks of life. I see all type of Pyrus and Crips. And he takes a picture. Similar to Pimp a Butterfly, where they're outside of the White House. The legendary To Pimp a Butterfly. I'm like, oh, he recreating this, but with actual Pyrus and Crips. Pyrus and Crips all got along, and then he got hood politics from To Pimp a Butterfly. I'm like, oh, this is all like coming together. He's like, yeah, man, we've been messed up since Kobe died. We've been messed up since Nip died. I'm like, oh, yeah, he got it. That's how he gonna go out with this legendary picture. It's a great concert. And then I get to start playing 2K. Yeah, one more time. I'm like, nah, man. He probably just saying one more picture. My dog in my ear, my boy Conspiracy Q, like, nah, he gonna do the record one more time, really. He ain't talking about no picture. I'm like, they ain't talking about no picture, man. They clicking up. I'm like, no, he's stepping on the grave. And he does it with everybody. He had a 7-year-old whooping on him, dog. That might be one of the greatest streams I've ever watched, and I'm not even kidding. Bro, I got to thinking, what did that nigga do to make them niggas that mad? Nah, for real. I got to thinking, how does Drake come back from this, bro? He's still gonna be him. I think he's still gonna be a platinum selling artist. I think he's still gonna be mainstream. He just, surpassed 100 billion streams on Spotify. But is it gonna be the same? We got to talk about it in the party. And apparently, I don't think I even shared this with the chat. OVO Radio is dropping at 10. So he may be dropping a record or a few or an album. What does Drake do? That's what I'm thinking. Man, that stream is so good. I watched it before I came on today. Yeah, so I watched that, and then I watched the episode, and here I am. A 4-hour stream. I might be a little crazy, but it's probably the greatest stream I've ever watched in my life. I felt like I was there, and I'm in Florida. I felt like I was there, bro. It was phenomenal to watch. Canada, man, please leave that short dude alone, dog. He crashed out to immense levels, and I respect Drake because he never ducked the fade his whole career. And if you're the top guy, you can't duck fades. It's a contact sport, as I said on video trips. But I can't recall a number one guy getting done like this, though. You know, you could point me to Big and Pac would hit him up. Yeah, but it's Biggie. I get it. That record tough. And I think it's probably the greatest diss ever. And then he did House of Blues. But this is Biggie. You know what I mean? I get Hove got Ether. This Hove. He made Blueprint 1. He made Blueprint 2. We can't really get him out of here. He ain't get embarrassed. He got did bad, but he ain't get embarrassed. I don't remember a number one guy getting embarrassed like this, man. My hip-hop IQ pretty high, too. Yeah, I don't remember no number one guy getting done this bad. I respect Drake, though. He had a great run, 14, 15 years straight, being the number one guy, regardless of how you feel about quality. He popped out, never ducked smoke. Respect. Leave that short man alone, bro. He crashing out. And then, to top it off, Whitney and the Kids was in the crowd. Come on, dog. Leave him alone. Just go ahead and make me some vibes. Go make me a Matiba rhythm. Make me a passion fruit, blam. You know what I'm saying? Vibes like that. Controller. Hold on, we're going home. Make me them vibes. You know what I'm saying? Don't rap no more this year. Yeah, just chill. Wait till 2025. I'm going to check for you, though. I'm going to check for every new Drake record. I'm shameless with mine. I love Drake. But damn, you got that bad, dog. Shout out my dog, Aubrey. But yeah, bro. Hopefully you come out with a hit. And it's successful. But sing for the rest of the year again. Right? Yeah, sing for the rest of the year. I don't think it's going to be well received with you rapping. That's just my 2 cents, though. I'm just a guy. Y'all just came to hear me.
Yeah, I haven't been that hype over a stream performance-wise since XXXTentacion got on stage at Rolling Loud and performed. What was it? It wasn't looking. It wasn't. Yes. Oh,
bro!
My!
I'm getting goosebumps right now.
Right now, right?
Oh my RPX, bro!
My God! What a moment!
Yes.
And that wasn't even his set. That was Ski Mask set. And he came out. I never seen, unless it was outside of Travis Scott, I haven't seen a rapper do that on stage in a long time.
Yeah, bro. Travis, maybe Playboy Cardi, Rolling Loud New York. That's it. It's a very, very short list of me saying audibly like, wow. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, RPX, he was going to be chosen. He had it.
Yeah, man. That jung's crazy, man. That what a night. But we'll end it there. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe where you hear and or see the pod, and follow us on social media at @MediaDen_, at Young Rilla, and at Real Hoops_. And we'll talk more hoops next week. Peace.